everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take on Trump's final farewell speech. You can check it out. I believe it's on the White House feed. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's 20 minutes. I don't want to make the video that long. But you can check it out. It's a good speech, good solid speech. You know, kind of just touting his own administration and his accomplishments. Was not angry, pretty gracious to everybody. Didn't really dig at Biden or anything. However, he did kind of do a wind up which sort of leaves Biden in a pickle. Talking about how great America is and all the great achievements, and now we're respected in the world. It would be a shame if we lost that, basically. And I think what he's saying to the Biden administration is, hey, I got us this far. Now people respect us again. Don't blow it. Don't sign on to these horrible, trade deals and other deals just to line your own pocket, because the other countries won't have respect for you. And that's true. A lot of people, they are very America-centric in their belief system, and they just don't understand that in other countries, and this is especially true for elitists, right? Elitists in our countries. They just don't understand. Different cultures have a different way of negotiating, So people in the Middle East, for instance, they like to haggle. They love to haggle. If you go to the market there, you're going to be haggling over every, date and nut that you buy, just about, because that's what they do. You go through this song and dance because that's part of the culture. You go, well, all these dates, they're amazingly fresh. These don't look very fresh. I wouldn't feed my mother these dates. Oh, sir, you insult me. I'm such a poor merchant, but perhaps I can give you a discount. It goes back and forth like that. It's a little bit like the culture in South Jersey, right? And New Jersey in general, attitude capital of the world. We tend to bust people's balls, as it were. It's making fun of people, saying that they're, saying that, basically insulting people, but not really meaning it. It's all in fun, and it's contextualized in the culture. So the problem with guys like Obama and other elitists that are being brought back in under the Biden camp is they think they know everything. They think they can negotiate, for instance, with the Chinese. The Chinese are absolutely ruthless, number one, because they're run by communists right now. But number two, they are a culture that's thousands of years old. Not hundreds of years, thousands of years old. And they understand the long view of things, and they have taken the long view of things. They're perfectly willing to spend 50 years kind of setting you up and then knocking you over, or more. And they have. And they put the United States in bad positions before. Fortunately, they're communist, and they suck at economics, so they've wasted a ton of money, but they've also bribed a ton of people in our government, including, unfortunately, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. But there is a bit of an advantage to that. And the advantage is the Bidens got to be really careful now, because that information is out there. Yeah, they won't get blasted in the media for it, but they got to look at least like they're tough on China, even when they're not. So when Trump says these sorts of things like, hey, don't blow it, he's essentially giving them a bit of a warning, even though I think a lot of people just aren't even covering this speech or care about it. They'll probably show clips of it and make fun of Trump and say bad things about him. But then once he's gone, the dynamic towards Trump will change quite a bit. The first thing, it's going to be about blaming him for everything, every problem the Biden administration has over the next couple of years. Oh, well, this would have went great if Trump hadn't been president right before me. But Trump is clearly unbowed. He's just moving on, and he's going to start his movement, and that's a great thing. Um, the important thing right now is just to chill out until Biden gets in, and let him get in, let him get settled, and let Trump take a few weeks off and figure out his plan. I don't think he's even going to take that many weeks off because the guy's a workaholic, quite frankly. But and then wait for the next movement, and in the meantime, and improve your own life. Get ready for the Biden economy, which sounds like it's going to be awful. Fortunately, I'm poor, so it kind of doesn't matter to me. In fact, Biden may shower me with riches. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how it works. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. A lot of what Biden is promising and what he actually delivers on could be two different things. He's making a lot of noise about killing the Keystone Pipeline. If gas is going to go to $6 a gallon, do you think he's really going to do that? I don't know. He's saying that he will, but then he may posture himself in such a way that he gets the Congress to vote it down. And then he could say, "Oh, well, I wanted to get rid of the pipeline so badly, but what can you do? My hands are tied." That's kind of how presidents deal with stuff they don't want to do. For instance, when Barack Obama realized that bombing Syria would be insanely unpopular, what he did was he threw it to Congress, and he said, "Well, I can't bomb Syria without getting Congress's permission." Oh, darn, they won't give me permission. Of course they wouldn't, because it was so wildly unpopular. And that's a way to shift all the blame onto them. So anybody who wanted to bomb Syria, you can't blame them. And anybody who did want them to bomb Syria, you can't blame them. So that's what these guys do. But Trump wasn't like that. Trump was pretty much what you see is what you get. And I think we're all going to miss that. I think we're all going to miss the fun of watching Trump be the president. And just watch Biden, I don't know, stumble around like an embarrassing old man until they finally decide to replace him with Kamala, which I don't think is going to take very long. He seems like he's in a bad way. I mean, he cried during a speech, I think it was today. Embarrassing. You shouldn't have your president cry. It just is a sign of weakness, and he's already weak enough. And having all the soldiers in the Capitol, and claiming how he's going to go after Trump supporters, this is weakness on display. Because strong leaders don't need to do that. They just don't need to do it. The mere threat of that or the implied threat, would be more than sufficient for an actual leader. But Biden's, unfortunately, just a doddering old man. He's not even really in charge, pretty much, I don't think. At this point, I think, it could be a Woodrow Wilson situation where his wife's actually doing the bidding here and Joe, just sign this paper. Just sign it, dear. You have to sign this, remember? Oh, you don't remember? Well, just sign it. Just trust me. That kind of thing. Or it could just be that Joe is just physically weak, but he's going on, he's being wheeled around on a wheelchair going, "Yeah, let's get these Trump supporters. I'll show them I'm a young whippersnapper." Either way, I think Joe probably has to go relatively soon. It just doesn't seem like physically he's up for the job. So I think they got Kamala waiting in the wings. And I think they're going to possibly try to do a bunch of things that they could then blame on Joe that are very unpopular. I'm not sure what those are. It might be the Keystone Pipeline, but quite frankly, I don't see why they would want to destroy the U.S. economy that quickly. Seems like they'd be shooting themselves and a lot of their donors in the foot, because raising the gas prices to $6 a gallon, that would be very bad for every retailer in the United States. They would have to then incorporate that into their prices, and you'd see prices just skyrocket. along with everything else. So, you know, Amazon would not be cheap anymore. No, it would. I mean, geez, $6 a gallon. You're talking maybe triple, at least double the price just because of the shipping. Maybe it would just be the shipping, I guess. But it sounds like a tough road. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to be making a lot of noise and then backing off a couple more years, blah, blah, blah. It's what they all do. As for the QAnon guys, well, tomorrow's the deadline, fellas. I know you got a lot of wacky theories about what's going to happen. I am 99% sure that Biden's going to be president tomorrow. So I think you need to brace yourselves. It doesn't matter that the gold trims on the American flag in the background of the shot. It's just an American flag with gold trim. It doesn't represent the United States corporation, which is one of the conspiracy theories being pushed. I don't believe that. I think you guys got to get ready for the next 4 years. You got to start thinking about yourselves, your money, your situation, and then how we're going to start taking back the country. And it really starts at the state level. It really does. And when I say take back the country, I mean to take it back from the Democrats pretty much until the Democratic Party is either non-existent or irrelevant. They've gone too far, in my view, and I'm expecting them to go too far in the next few months. So when that happens, it's time to roll over the Democrats. And you can only do that from the ground up. And you can only do that with the support of people. And you can't get disillusioned and have unrealistic expectations, which I think the QAnon guys really, really have unrealistic expectations. 1% of me really wants to believe that Trump will still be president for the next 4 years, but it's not going to happen. Biden's in. It's going to be a very boring news cycle where these guys make it boring in order to rob us blind behind the scenes while nobody's paying attention. But at least Trump has made it clear who the enemies are, I would say. I would say the media is number one on that list, and that's something else we need to take back. Need to take back the media by stop giving your money to the media. And that's really important. And, you know, there's a new brand of media on the upswing, and they're getting financial support. And if we have to build our own internet without the leftists, that's what we're going to have to do. So get ready. It's going to be a long 4 years, but I think it won't be as bad as people think. You know, I'm pretty optimistic. I got little Joan here, and Joan's optimistic, right, little Joan? Yes. Okay. We will see you in the next video.